I've worked in politics, pretty much all my life in campaigns, and had the fortunate experience to work in Washington, D.C. for President Bush, George W. Bush. And, common sense up there, that actually is an anomaly. I always said Washington, D.C. is 10 square mile radius of a logic-free environment. And really, for the most part, that applied. It totally applied. And, that's when you know that government is too large. It's too big. And I think our founding fathers are looking down on us and shaking their heads. The beauty of everything, though, is the fact that our founding fathers were not only blacksmiths and farmers and retailers and businessmen, but their document has only been amended 17 times and 230 years plus of existence. That, to me, is so what's beautiful about everyththing. We can look at the bad things, just like our economy, but I see a silver lining. We have grand opportunities here to shrink the size of government. Let's get the government out of our wallets. Let's get the government out of our businesses. Let us do what we do best. And I guarantee you that if government gets out of the way, this economy will take off and people will start hiring more folks. Again, that right there creates a larger tax base, because people are going to have to buy cars, they're going to have to buy food and clothing and this and that. Sales tax increases. That helps our schools. Property taxes, again, will help our schools. It helps our fire departments, our police departments, quality of life. And that's what we're here for. I have 6 counties that I represent. Proudly represent Canadian, Kingfisher, Blaine, Dewey County, Woodward County, and parts of Major County. And this is the highest honor of my career. And it's a lot of work, a lot of miles, but it's trying to make today better. It's trying to make the lives of people better. And it's not always government. It can be church groups. It can be the Chamber of Commerce. It can be small businesses or a neighbor. An anonymous neighbor leaves $20 or $30 in the poor box, or something along those lines, or helps sponsor a child to go on a school trip, or to buy a coat during the winter. It's things like that. Government is cold. Government is it doesn't have feeling.
It's a machine.
It is a machine.
And not a very well greased one at that.
No, I'll go with you on that.
Okay, you mentioned earlier that you were a freshman,
Mm-hmm.
and so this is your first term in the House.
Correct.
How long is a term?
A term is 2 years in the House, and the same in Washington, D.C. And the state Senate here in Oklahoma is a 4-year term, and then the U.S. Senate term is 6 years in Washington.
Okay. So you're in campaign mode this year, 2010.
Well, actually, to be honest with you, since 2009, I've been campaigning on it. I mean, more or less. And that's just part of it, because I think a good representative is a representative that tries to go and do everything that they possibly can. I mean, for 4 months we are in session. It's difficult with the struggles of family, keeping the balance there, and other jobs that we do to support our families and our livelihood. But then you got to get out there and campaign. You've got to go to every chili cook-off, every parade.
I've seen you at several events this past year. Keep bumping into you here.
Absolutely. But that, to me, I love it. And that's when you get to meet, the salt and earth, salt of the earth type people. Those people come out. They support you. They'll put signs in the yard. I saw Representative Sanders, at the O'Keene Rattlesnake. Oh, this and this and that, and they remember that, and it needs to be that way, and that's what our founding fathers, when they wrote our Constitution, they wanted a representative government, and that's exactly
keeps
what
you in touch with the people that you represent.
And some people don't take advantage of that. They just sit on their duff and not get out there. But I've never been like that. I mean, even when I was campaigning in 2008, hard to believe it, 2 years ago, but working on 2 years. But I said, you just won't see me during election years. You will see me in odd years. You will see me whenever I'm needed, and I'm out here all the time. My Facebook, can pretty much, you go to that and you can see where we've been, where we're going, and what we plan to do. And so, yeah, it's an absolute honor. And 2010, in 11 months, we'll be up for re-election.
All right. So this is gonna be your second term you're running for.
Correct.
And is there a limit as far as how many times you can hold the same exact office?
There is. Oklahoma passed in the 90s, term limits. So the max I can serve is 12 years, which is 6 terms. What is going to be critical in not only this election cycle for the House and Senate, but for the governor's seat in Oklahoma, because redistricting takes place in 2011. So the new lines are going to be in 2012. Not only on the state level, but on the federal level. So it's absolutely critical that the states such as Wyoming and Kansas and Oklahoma elect Republican governors, keep their majorities in the House and Senate, because they will be able to draw the lines not only for themselves but also for the federal delegation. So these elections are very critical, not only from the political standpoint, but in my opinion from a business standpoint, because Oklahoma, with the natural resources, the work ethic, the commitment, the type of people that we have in this state, there's no reason why we should not be number one in a variety of things. I look back at this and I say, I'm tired of being number one in teenage pregnancy. I'm tired of being number one in divorce rates. I'm tired of being number one in methamphetamine abuse. Those days have got to end. And with that, providing opportunity for our folks, jobs. People are less likely to get into trouble when they're happy and they have jobs, not only at home, but also in the workplace. And again, it's just not government that has a hand in this. It's church organizations, faith-based organizations, chambers, and quite honestly, what you said earlier, neighbors looking after neighbors. So everyone has to kind of pull on the same rope at the same time. But yeah, 2010, election time, we're out beating the bushes.
Good deal. So soon be seeing some Sanders signs all along the road.
Well, yes, you won't miss them. I can promise you that.
Blue ones.
Yeah, they're blue with some red on them.
All right.
Yeah.
Great. Is there anyone so far that you know of that's going to run against you for this?
I have not. I've not heard, and that's the beauty of it. America. We live in the greatest country in the face of the earth, and people have the right to run. But I haven't heard, but we'll see. Filing's in June, so we'll see what happens.
So that doesn't really give you a whole lot of time between filing and the actual election.
No.
June, it's pretty quick.
It is.
I mean, if somebody was really wanting your spot, they would really need to be campaigning now, as opposed to
yeah,
not waiting until June to get that done.
Right.